Hi guys, I've been reflecting a little bit more on my project and sort of considering how it might. So today I'm going to go through three of these and sort of reflect on my project a little bit. So the first one um, would be as a radio ad. Um, I don't think this would be a great match for my demographic. Um, Mostly younger adults was my target. Um, though you would have to target it quite specifically, so I think it would be hard to get the sort of the levels right there. I think my message, it would be very difficult to convey solely with audio. It was really a visual campaign, not impossible, um, and I did have the website connected to my project, which was primarily a poster. But having some audio on the website there would have been a possibility, so it's not totally outside the realm. But solely as a radio ad, I don't think it would have worked that well. One advantage of having a radio ad would be that it would be one way to contact the visually impaired, who I would love to have as part of my demographic, but doing solely a visual poster, may have excluded them a little bit, and having more audio, um, as covered by a radio ad, would actually open that up. So, yeah, ultimately, I think there would be some advantages there, but generally that would not work quite as well as the poster that I had. So the second one I'm going to talk about would be as a television ad, and that would be quite good reach, really. I think you could target it quite well to my demographic. I think it would be prohibitively expensive. I think for a project with my sort of specific and sort of quite narrow targeting, going for a big broad television, I think in terms of the money to impact ratio would not work quite that well. Yeah, again, I think it would target my demographic very well. I think you could very effectively target it. Yeah, I think being both visual mediums and bringing in some audio as well, that we could sort of adapt my key design quite well. But some of the sort of reactive stuff where I had swapping out posters and putting in new ones, and sort of having people do their own stuff and then updating posters, yeah, would be quite not work quite as well. I think you'd have to get there'd be a lot more work getting a specific image into a television ad when doing it on a poster. Working with a static image quite a bit easier. But you would still have the reactive website stuff, so it might not be too bad. So there's some good ideas there. And the third thing would be a Snapchat ad. Obviously thought about doing some of the stuff. In some ways, it's a very small poster uh, on your phone, and I sort of stayed away from that because I think it's a new technology. It's really difficult to sort of see how much reach or actually how much effective, how effective the reach is on new stuff. Um, and I didn't really trust that, and things like posters and stuff, we sort of know quite a bit about that. I think with a Snapchat ad, I really imagine it being of a very short duration. Obviously, if you used it, you don't want to be seeing the same ad constantly. It begins to mean very little to you. Where I think like passive viewing of sort of a poster or a television ad is kind of more effective in some ways than sort of the active seeing it and having to scroll through it to see stuff. I think one advantage that you would have with Snapchat ads is that you'd be very flexible. Um, you could put it on for a month, take it off, wait for 4 months, put it on again. And I think that would work quite well. Cool. So great. I hope that covered some of the ideas. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun working on my project. I hope that makes sense. Great. Thanks.